was just 6 years old. But there's some people today, fortunately, who are keeping alive a style of singing that you may have thought disappeared along with poodle skirts. They are called the United in Group Harmony Association, and their style of singing is called doo-wop.
Sweet was the wine that we drank last night. So sweet were the words you said when you held me tight. What was sweeter than anything I know was when you kissed me at the door. Sweet was.
Street corner harmony has been around for as long as there have been street corners, from peddlers hawking their wares to the elaborate group harmonies popularized during the 50s. But that music is still fresh and alive, weathering the winds of musical change through the dedication of doo-wop devotees like Neighbor's Complaint, led by Bob Murphy, hanging out at the old neighborhood barbershop.
Well, you're here because this is my corner, okay? During the time that I was a teenager, I started singing, and I got in tight with Tommy the barber, and he was teaching me, and I was learning how to cut hair. And meanwhile, in the evenings, instead of gang wars and raising a lot of cane, we would get together and sing and, you know, drink wine, drink beer, whatever we could get our hands on and warm up. And you had your choice. You could gang war, you could burglarize, or you could get on the corner and drink and sing.
When you kiss me at the door.
Everybody had their own little group, and then we would have like a battle of the groups at block parties and different occasions that arise. It could be every night, but we'll meet you in the schoolyard, or we'll meet you in the alley, or we'll meet you over by Tommy's. We would just stand here until somebody called the red car, which was the police department at that time. If we stood out on this corner and sang a couple of more tunes, we could come back next week and we'll hear little boys trying to do the same thing in any neighborhood, because number one, it's different. Number two, it's an attention getter. You understand? And number three, it builds hopes. Once you start feeling that you can harmonize, you try to go all the way and hope somebody hear you. Through the years, it's always been this way.
But Bob is a long time in their love of group harmony and rhythm and blues, and you'll find other fans at elaborate doo-wop conventions, such as this meeting of the United in Group Harmony Association, where all kinds of groups can get together, make a little music, and keep this indigenous street music alive and kicking.
Yippee-yi-yi! Yippee-yi-yi! Yippee-yi-yo! Yippee-yi-yo! Yo-yo! Who's riders riding in the sky? The riders kept on pass.
The music is rhythm and blues. Doo-wop is the, what do you call it, takeoff of a gimmick. The rhythm and blues is from a blues background and Jubilee singing, which was spirituals years ago. And the Jubilee singers could get you going with your feet patting and your hands clapping. There would be no music involved because the bass would be doing all the runs and the tenor be doing the floating, but it was mostly Jubilee singing, and you went from spirituals to singing to a woman. Like almost everything else, you went from one type of thing that was very holy, and then you put the woman on a pedestal, you know, and then you get to crying about your hardships, and you put it into song. Basic. All your basics have survived through the years. From your blues and your jazz, you can still go somewhere and hear this basic anywhere and enjoy it. Now, the derivatives are the ones that are the pain in the neck, the noise, the rock, the acid, the punk, or whatever it is. Like, if that's your thing, very well. I'm not talking against it. I'm just telling you that what we're singing is basic. And that's why it'll last for centuries, because it's basic.
When at last our life on earth is through, I shall spend eternity with you. If you love me, let it happen, darling. I won't care.
Darling, I won't care.
Now, if you're interested in joining the United in Group Harmony Association, you should contact Ronnie Italiano. His phone number is area code 201-365-0049. In a minute, I'll be
You're going to meet 4 people